We talked with UFC briefly, but it really was Bellator the whole time.
Make sure to watch until the end of the video for your chance to win this awesome Mean Gene shirt from Collar and Elbow, which you'll be seeing in this entire video. Also, if you don't subscribe, what are you waiting for? Do it right now. Interviewing a man who has a picture of himself on his shirt.
Yeah.
So am I interviewing this or this?
Well, you know, Jack Swagger is really just one man. I really like to be humble. I'm just a guy who has a picture of himself on a shirt, and I wear that out on a Saturday night. This is a pretty big deal.
So then people won't know. They could talk to you like this?
Do I need the reaffirmation?
No.
Yes.
Oh,
but,
sorry.
But anyways, you can buy this shirt at realjackswagger.com. It's one of my finer moments. It's a mug shot.
That's your legit mugshot?
Yeah, it's a legit mugshot right there in the background. You can see the.
I see that, but it could just be, a photo.
Yeah, I don't want to say hard time, but been on the wrong side of a arrest.
Yeah.
A lot of things. An arrest,
Yeah.
ABC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that you're able to do an independent show like you are here tonight, since you're under contract with Bellator. Aren't they worried, like, hey, you might get injured and then you can't fight?
They've been great. They've been one of the reasons that I went with Bellator is because they were so flexible and they understood how popular pro wrestling is, especially independent pro wrestling. And so they were like, hey, you're a big name. Go continue to be a big name. Make yourself a bigger name. We like that. You would think most companies would like you to go make yourself a bigger name. We won't get into that, but
we might get into that.
But originally we talked about fighting in April of 2018, and we came up with Lucha Underground, and we came up with another international promotion that was on television, and so we did that. We got busy with wrestling, and then it allowed us to push it back to January of 19, and it was awesome. And of course, they allow me to work within certain days. I'm not in training camp right now. I think I got another 3 weeks before I start training camp for the next fight.
So you're not in training camp right now, but you are still training every single day.
Yes, yep. Every single day I'm doing something. A lot of times I'm really just getting it at home with the Catalina technique. It's a great at-home fitness that I like to use.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're obviously shredding up for your fight, or you're staying where you're at?
I got down to 238, and I got real Jesus on the cross kind of shredded there. Thank you, Always Sunny. Thank you, Catalina Technique. So I want to actually put on weight. I'm 6'5". I'm kind of lanky. I'll tell you a secret. They used to call me Shins in high school. So I'm scarred. This is one of my issues. I can't show you my shins ever. Wait, I was just on television showing my shins. No, I'm kidding. They did call me Shins because I have no calf muscle. All shin bone. I knocked a person out with my shin bone wrestling, but I'm trying to gain weight. I always have to work to count my calories to keep the weight on.
That's a good problem to have.
It is. Really got to feed the monster,
In WWE, you were billed at 275. Is that about what you were?
I'd float around depending on, if I had country fried steak from Cracker Barrel that day.
Oh, it's so good.
Or, the chicken and eggs from Waffle House.
Also
they used to let me go behind the counter at Waffle House and make my own because I could call it and everything. I'd call it for them, and then they would go out there and let me just do a little touch to it. Yeah.
So when you
just
made
your smile.
When you made your debut, I was in Phoenix for the Royal Rumble. We were at the Tilted Kill, so there's obviously a lot of wrestling fans there.
Yeah.
And when your face came up on the screen, everyone went crazy. They started chanting,
great face.
"We the people." And it's a good face.
Yes.
And it's a good face. So it was cool for me to be witnessing that with wrestling fans. What was it like for you to be walking out?
To be walking out, it all, it was happening fast, but at the same time, I had been there on so many different times with WWE, with collegiate wrestling, that I just fell back to that. I was like, oh, I've been here. This is the same. Okay, just keep acting like you know what you're doing. Okay, you're gonna start punching back like you know what you're doing. But it was such a cool moment to have Ron Killings, R-Truth there at that moment, to have him walk out. Really made it special. And then, like your story, to see the outpouring love really took it to another level. I'm very humbled by the whole experience to see how much the wrestling community, the wrestling universe from around the world stood up and supported Jake Hager in his first debut.
It's pretty easy though to support a guy. Yeah, pretty easy though to support a guy who goes out there and in a little over 2 minutes wins the match in the first round. Way easier than, there was another guy, another pro wrestler that made an MMA debut and didn't do as well.
Who?
Yeah, CM Punk's matches were not as good as your debut match was.
Well, and I got this question asked a lot because we both crossed over into MMA and tried to make the jump right at the professional level. Some of us did that successfully. Well, you have to measure the W though, because how much money he made, $2 million per fight. So I would say that's a W in some books, absolutely.
Is money what's interesting to you in this career path?
Absolutely. A big part of me has a chip on my shoulder, and I want to get locked on my cage to prove to the world, who Jack Swagger is. And then a big part of me is Jake Hager, been wrestling since he's been 5 years old, and had some of the greatest wrestling coaches in the world, bestow upon him like so much knowledge, and he wants to be the champion. And then part of me is a dad. I want to pay my kids' tuition. So like the money is really why I'm doing it. I want to be in the big fights. I want to keep drawing the big numbers so I can be in with the numbers and keep fighting, because I really think fight game, everything is WWE. Everything not everything is WWE. Excuse me. Cut that. In the fight game, it's so much professional wrestling because you still have to get over.
Sure, but then you could argue that if it's all about the money, UFC could be where a lot of money is, and certainly where all the eyeballs are. Why did you decide to go with Bellator?
Like I said earlier, they were great to work with. They knew the situation, they understood it, and they were very flexible on allowing me to train at home while continuing to wrestle independently because they understood how hot it was. We talked with UFC briefly, but it really was Bellator the whole time, and very glad to be there.
So you obviously incorporated We the People into your entrance, and we saw in Bellator. Did you have to reach out to Vince and say, hey, I'm thinking of using this gimmick?
Luckily, no. We the People is public domain, so
sure.
You can use it on the show if you wanted to.
We the People.
Van Vliet.
Thank you. Yeah.
Vliet.
But did you have to say to Vince, like, look, this is what I'm doing, and or is there? Did you talk to him at all before you made your debut?
He sent me a text message and told me not to lose, kind of as a ha-ha. But I think it was really cool. We had R-Truth there doing the entrance, and he went to Vince, and Vince said, yeah, go do it, man. Go out there and, support this guy. And I think it was like everyone else. They just came in and supported me and wanted to help me, and very humble and honored, and,
And then for R-Truth the next night, they're like, you're going to be in the Royal Rumble. Actually, sorry, you're not going to even make it to the ring.
Ow, man.
No, he's the United States champion.
Well, silver linings and everything. He should have been bobbing and weaving. I could have taught him a few things.
You could have.
I mean, you got to hear Nia coming, right?
You would think that Nia Jax would, be making a lot of noise as she's coming.
Nia, I'm going to hear you coming. You're not going to hit me behind.
That's...
Right.
Who knows? You are currently... There was someone behind us.
Yeah, I saw a shadow.
Yeah. You are currently the Lucha Underground champion, although we don't know what's happening if there's going to be another season. Do you have the belt or the title at home with you?
Yep, I have the title. I have it encased. Sure. I have the title. It's encased in dragon glass at home, so it can't disappear. It's very magical. My kids do like to move it around for me and tell me, oh, it disappeared, because we all understand magic is real. But we have it in dragon glass in a very safe area, being held by a true champion, which I proved.
Do we know what's going on with the future of Lucha?
I haven't talked to him since I left. It's pretty annoying because it seemed like the season was so great and everybody was so excited about the next season when we wrapped. That's wrapped in hand motion terms. Everyone was excited and they wanted to do season 5 right then. Of course, with scheduling and everything, we couldn't do it right then. And then it's been ghost town. So maybe someone needs to give them a kick in the butt. Maybe their heavyweight champion needs to kick them in the butt. Maybe we could just go on Netflix the whole time. That's where the show should go.
That would make a lot of sense.
They have Glow on there. Glow has Chavo. We have Chavo. You love Chavo. I love Chavo. Ooh, Chavo.
It's amazing. It makes perfect sense. Let's make it happen.
Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying it. It has to happen now.
You're putting it out into the world.
Well, let's stop dropping names.
Netflix.
Yeah, Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah.
Subscribe now, guys.
Thank you. Please. This is the interesting thing. A whole bunch of people are going to watch this interview, of
Yeah,
course.
this is great.
It's Jack Swagger,
Yep.
right?
Awesome platform.
And just a handful of people will end up subscribing to this.
Really?
Yeah, can you tell them?
Listen, guys, if you like Jack Swagger, then you're going to like this guy. We've been sitting here for like an hour now.
It's true.
You're only going to see a little snippet of it because I've been cussing. I'm a little drunk right now, smoking cigarettes. But one thing I do know is you should follow his YouTube channel at youtube.com/Chris Van Vliet, the filet mignon of YouTube channels.
Wow.
And then you get to see my baby nipple. That's a baby nipple with hair around it, guys. There. Click the subscribe button.
Thank you. Anything could happen in Lucha Underground.
I hate it when people sell out. What? Yes.
Oh, that was really good. Thank you. I paid Jack a lot of money for that, but thank you.
Yeah.
Anything could happen in Lucha Underground. So have you decided or have you thought out, like, if they did kill off your character, how you'd want to die?
Man, that's the great thing about Lucha Underground is like you really believe anything can happen. The magic and the characters, it's just in a realm where, yeah, I believe that can happen.
Yeah.
So if Jake Strawn was going off Lucha Underground, I think he gets a victory, snaps an ankle, and he gets so powerful from snapping that ankle that when he's beating his own chest out of vanity, he pulls or he smashes in his chest cavity and crushes his heart.
And this could happen in the world of Lucha Underground.
I mean, I could do this right now if I wanted to.
Don't do it.
See how fast that was? That's some scary shit.
It was. Did when you asked for your release from WWE, was it because you wanted to take on MMA full time?
Yeah, absolutely. This was the game plan from the beginning. We couldn't get the number we wanted out of them, which it wasn't that much. It wasn't all the money. It was just a lot of money.
Was your contract up or about to be up?
Yeah. We had a year left. We had about 8 months left. So it was March of 17. It was going to be up in January of 18. So we just started the negotiation process early, and I didn't really have a lot of leverage. And I was like, all right, well, let me go. It was kind of a perfect storm of things, how popular pro wrestling was. The independent circle had so many opportunities where you can generate income to simulate what you're getting at WWE, because that was the whole scary thing. Well, if I leave, I gotta duplicate this income stream, and it's a lot of pressure to put on young people. You definitely have to plan for it, and it takes a lot of years to adjust to. My family and I are, but it was definitely the plan to leave there and go into WWE, or to go into WWE, to leave WWE. It was definitely the plan to go into MMA as soon as I left.
Were you hoping that maybe you could work out a deal where you did WWE and also did MMA?
I pitched an idea to Road Dogg and a couple of the creative guys that, like, hey, let's do an angle where I kind of Brian Pillman it, and I'm wild card, the type of guy that wear a face of his shirt of a mugshot on a shirt.
This guy, a legit mugshot, yeah.
Don't mess with me. That I would wild card it and I'd go fight MMA, and then the whole time, we're connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then even afterwards, they didn't like that, so I was like, whatever. You don't believe me. I'll go prove it. But even after I was training, I reached out again. I was like, hey, do you guys want some sponsorship? Do you guys want to work together on this?
Yeah.
And they were still like, you're a job guy. You're not a jab guy. I was like, all right.
Ooh. How long is your contract with Bellator?
I'm so glad you said contract with Bellator. This was about to get really weird. We're in a parking lot. How long is that tire rim you got over there? It's 6 fights or 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So coming up in May will be fight number 2.
May 11th,
Yeah.
fight number 2.
Bellator
Bellator
221.
221.
We're staying at the same time.
Oh yeah, Rosemont, Illinois.
Yeah.
All state arena. Come fast, enjoy the show.
How are you feeling going into this fight?
You know, a little bit more nervous. I got 3 more weeks going to camp. I'm not nervous, but I just want to duplicate the success. So I want to make sure that I'm having the great same camp with the same training partners, and I'm continuing to improve each day, which I feel like I am. I feel like after that first journey, you know, everyone saw the finished product on January 26th, but they don't see the year and a half before that. And if we could have made a YouTube show out of that, that would have been great, because it really was about the journey for us, for my family, adjusting from leaving the big company where I was on the road so much to me integrating into their life, well, me learning all these new disciplines and training and trying this brand new thing while trying to pay the bills. Whew. I'm not gonna put myself over too much, but I did it, guys. It was really incredible. I really got to thank my wife, Catalina. You know, she's a South Florida girl, so she's tough. Really leaned on her a lot, and she did it all while making the at-home fitness online available for everyone at thecatalinatechnique.com.
I feel like I've heard about it.
Well, you look like you work out at home, and
a little bit. Oh.
and you look like at most people
Glad
you
you
just
noticed.
need like 30 minutes a day to stay fit.
Tell me more.
Oh, just hashtag the Catalina Technique. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, no, that's great. I'll get right on that.
Yeah, you should. The Catalina Technique is awesome.
Is the idea after your 6 fights to reach out to WWE again and go back there?
Well, I said it from the beginning that both like pro wrestling makes me a better MMA fighter. I'm used to the television angles of it. I'm used to the timing backstage. I'm not nervous because I've been in front of the big stage. And being an MMA fighter makes me a better pro wrestler. So, you know, I want to push those hands together like peanut butter and jelly. And no, God, I can't stop joking tonight. This is a fun show.
I like it. It's good.
All right. I want to capitalize. This is a great time to be a pro wrestler, to be a pro fighter. Sports entertainment, combat sports is at an all-time high. So let's maximize them, and let's see where the opportunities take us.
Since it's such a great time to be both a pro wrestler and a pro wrestling fan, what are your thoughts on what AEW is doing?
Very excited about it. You see, when they signed Chris Jericho, they immediately changed the landscape of pro wrestling, which is very cool. It all started from, you know, that Twitter beef he had with Kenny Omega, where no one, you know, thought would happen or could happen, and then here it is happening. It was amazing. You know, hats off to Cody, to the Bucks, to everybody involved with AEW. This truly is incredible, and it looks like it's changing hats off to everyone involved with AEW, because it's definitely changing the landscape of pro wrestling.
Well, AEW might have a spot for you to do both MMA and wrestling.
You think? They might have a...
Huh. You know, there's a mystery opponent spot.
I know, but I got so many names. What names would they put underneath there?
That's right.
You know?
Well, when can you just be Jack Swagger all the time?
Well, technically right now WWE owns the IP for it, but it's not trademarked, so I'm working to own that.
Okay.
So hopefully you'll see Jake Hager, Jake Strong, Jack Swagger all under one brand umbrella, and we'll just keep you guessing what that name's going to be. Jack Swagger.
Are you hoping to come out to the cage as Jack Swagger?
I'm hoping to fight as Jack Swagger. I think today you just need to really consider yourself an athlete, needs to consider himself a brand, and you know, it is a business. You know, we're all here to make money, like I said, a lot of money. So we have to brand ourselves accordingly, and I think Jack Swagger is a cool ass name. Even though Jake Evil Hager is a pretty, I mean, say it in ring announce voice.
Jake Evil Hager!
Yeah. That's all right. That was all right.
Just okay. That's fine. I didn't want to be too loud, yelling at people's headphones right now.
Didn't want to wake mom and dad up,
Yeah. Someone mentioned this on Twitter, and I think it's a great point. The We the People gimmick was so good, but almost ahead of its time, considering who the president is now. Like, if you were doing this now, it'd be that much more over.
Well, I think it's an incredible storyline that became a WWE, or not a WWE, like a pro wrestling movement, I feel like. And I'm very honored to be a part of it. One, because of the, unique heritage it has with our country, and, it gets everyone's, ready and riled up, and, to stand up for their beliefs, which is great. And you do feel a sense of unity. I think it illustrates what's really cool about pro wrestling too, is because it started as, this kind of hateful, heel, social, topical issue, and has transformed to really something of the people. Really get the hand motion in there, but the people have took a hold of it, and overnight they flipped it and they said, no, this is ours now. And so whether I'm in the States or in the UK or in Australia or Japan, everybody stands up and says it, and it's like, man, that's so cool to be a part of. Very humbling.
Well, wrestling fans like very short, succinct phrases that they can repeat.
Yes, they do.
We the people.
If you can teach a toddler, you can get it over with the wrestling fans. Not saying anything, but that's just how it goes.
Feed me more. Like, it needs to be 3 words or less, and you can get right over.
Yeah.
Burn it down. This is how it works.
Is that one?
That's Seth Rollins right now.
Oh.
Yeah. So, burn it down.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it all makes sense.
That's pretty cool.
Do you still
He's so
keep?
Cool.
Do you still keep in touch with Zeb?
Yeah, very regularly. Not so much that it's not football season anymore. He's a big Clemson guy and loves to shove it down my throat how Oklahoma. Whatever. We won't talk about it. Congratulations, Zeb. You're awesome. Your mustache is out to here. He's doing great. I think he's written 7 books since then.
Are you serious?
The man is a wealth of knowledge. I will put winning a world heavyweight championship up with riding in the car with him for 2 years. I just learned so much, and definitely got my Bruce Leroy glow level up from him.
I was going to ask you, since you guys did come out together, were you kind of forced to travel together?
Yeah. He pulled a veteran card on me, and he kind of said, to the office that he couldn't drive, or he needed certain arrangements.
So you were basically Zeb Coulter's chauffeur.
Well, Zeb, I don't know if you know this, but Zeb also managed Undertaker very early on.
Yeah.
And he kind of made it, kind of told Taker that he needed, me to drive him around. So kind of had Taker kind of corner me and say, hey, guess who you're driving? I'd love to.
Oh, you can't say no to Taker.
No, you can, but you don't. You don't. But we rode together, and it worked out great, and we got to know each other, and there's times I'm sure he wanted to rip my head off, and times that I want to rip his off, but at the same time I want to kiss him on the lips, and that's okay for one man to say that to another man with a mustache. My mustache is just a little smaller. His will grow out, fill in.
I'll hit puberty one day.
Yeah, he will.
When you look back at your WWE career, what are the main highlights for you?
Really, the incredible people that I got to work with. You really saw that fight week, fight night. Everyone standing up for me. Of course, after I won, they really came out, and it was so humbling and made the whole thing even more special. It was a cool story, a cool journey for me, but to see the friends that I made and the people that I worked with over the last 12 years, wow, man, I really have worked with some incredible people, and you guys made it so much more special for me.
That was really sweet, by the way.
I'm a sweet guy. I'm not a guy that you would see who would wear a shirt of a mugshot.
Never.
No, or do at-home fitness to get really shredded at the CatalinaTechnique.com.
Our shirts could just have an interview with each other. The greatest interviewer of all time, and your mugshot.
I really miss you, me. I really miss you, Gene.
I don't know, what would Gene say to that?
Shut up and wrestle.
Sorry, shut up and wrestle.
Fucking rookie.
Gee, You know what I'm talking about. Maybe the Money in the Bank win, maybe the World Heavyweight title win. Were these also highlights for you in the ring?
In the ring, you know, anything I did with ECW was special because it was very early on in my career, and I got to work with great people who took care of me and like really like looked out for me, which is rare. Tommy Dreamer, Fit Finley, Matt Hardy, Christian, those guys were amazing to work with. Rey Mysterio taught me so much. Undertaker really taught me a lot in the ring. Working with guys like Edge. The Rusev angle was awesome. Anything me and Alberto, I feel like turned to gold. We never really got the full, I don't know, man. We never got the full curl on our angle.
I feel like you should have beat Alberto, and then Alberto should have chased. Was that ever the plan?
Here's what should have happened. Cena loses the title to me, the U.S. title. Next night on Raw, Alberto challenges me for the title. Not only does he win, but he's able to take Zeb from me in the same time. So, what?
Yeah.
Oh, so now I'm chasing Zeb in a title?
Oh!
Gosh, that was hard to... I can't say that. That was hard to write. Yeah. But a lot of great times there, and you really can't be bitter about anything. It's fun to joke about it like we are doing, but to go up there and like have so many opportunities really was blessed.
I think that's it. This was so awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Should we do that? Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'll do that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You're not milking cows here.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Chris.
That was awesome. Really appreciate you.
Man, he's just a good dude. Great chat with Jack Swagger. Thank you for taking the time to check it out. And a big thanks to Jack for taking the time, being super patient with us as we got that interview done. People ask me all the time, hey, Chris, how do you get these interviews? Well, I'll tell you how we got this interview. 2 weeks ago, I tried to line things up with Jack Swagger because I knew he was going to be at USA Pro Wrestling in Orlando. I reached out to the promoter. The promoter said, I can't promise anything. Jack's a good dude, but it's up to Jack. I can't promise that he'll do the interview. So then I reached out to Jack Swagger on Instagram. I got no response. I reached out to Jack Swagger on email, and I got no response. I reached out to the promoter again, and I said, can you put me in touch with Jack Swagger? And I got no response. And because I had recently done an interview with PJ Black, who's really good friends with Jack Swagger, I said, hey, PJ, is there any way that you could reach out to Jack Swagger and kind of, suggest that he does this interview with us? So I reached out to Jack Swagger again, and he didn't respond. And then I reached out to Jack Swagger the day before, and he got back to me and said, hey, I'm sorry it took me so long to get back to you. I'd love to do the interview. So we drove 3+ hours from where I live here in Fort Lauderdale to Orlando, and we waited around for a little while, but finally got Jack Swagger and did the interview. And I feel like if they let Jack Swagger be that guy that you saw in the interview, he would be so over in WWE or whatever promotion he wants to be. And he's just a fun, goofy, just great dude. I do like how honest he is about his MMA career and the fact that he's really just doing this for money, really just doing this to create a bigger name for himself. And in 3 years, when this contract's up, I think we might see him back in WWE, especially if his fighting career goes as well as it has gone with at least this first fight so far. So we talked about the start of the interview. We mentioned it a little bit during the interview as well. I got a lot of compliments on this shirt. It's the new one from Collar and Elbow. Shut Up and Wrestle. It's a Mean Gene shirt. It's one of 3 Mean Gene themed shirts that they have on their website. The great thing about this is Collar and Elbow are giving the proceeds to Mean Gene's family. So it's really win-win here. They get the proceeds, you get an awesome shirt. I'm giving away a free shirt. All you have to do is head to my Instagram page. It's just my name, @Chris Van Vliet. I always link it below as well. Go on there, you'll find a photo of me and Jack Swagger. I'm wearing this shirt in the photo, so that's how you know it's the photo. All you have to do is follow me, follow Collar and Elbow, and comment the word "done," and you'll be entered to win. So since today is February 24th, we'll give you a little bit of time to enter this. So we're gonna keep this open for 2 weeks. The contest will close on March 10th, and we will randomly select a winner, and we will send you your awesome Mean Gene shirt. So thanks for taking the time to watch this. I do appreciate you guys so much. I've got a lot more interviews. I said at the start of the year I want to do 50 interviews this year. This is interview 13, and it's, you know, towards the end of February. So we're on a roll here. We're doing good, guys. Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon. Good luck in the contest.